So far this looks great. It'll be unfortunate if there was a creeper that blew everything up. Hey, and welcome to part 3 of Lights and Buttons in this Finishing My Basement series. As you can see around me, the installation is now in. But let's talk about framing. Let's rewind a little bit and talk about some of the challenges we were facing when we were doing the framing. Up on top, when we were looking at the sprinklers, the inspector said the sprinklers have to be flush against the ceiling. So that either means that we remove some of the framing that we added up, or we have to lower the sprinklers. And if we were to lower the sprinklers, we would have to hire someone that's licensed to drain out the pipes, replace the heads, extend it, and that's something that we didn't want to go through. So instead we changed the frame along the row of sprinklers just so that it's flush with the floor joist above, and that way it's compliant with the building codes. The electric is in, obviously. We have the recessed cans installed. The light bulbs that are currently in are the incandescent bulbs. They're not efficient. They came with the house. I didn't want the Philips Hue bulbs that I'm planning to install to be affected by the construction dust and the vibrations from hammering and drilling. So I decided to put in the cheap bulbs first and then upgrade later after the construction is done. The 120 volt outlets have not been wired yet. So far we're going through the rough inspections, so that's going to be wired later. We also have the speaker wires, HDMI, subwoofer cables running through the walls, as well as the CAT6 Ethernet. And if you look on the ceiling, there's a CAT6 Ethernet drop. If everything goes to plan, this will be the new location for a wireless access point to extend the wireless coverage for the basement. I'm planning to have a Ubiquiti UAP-AC-Lite access point. This is just only covering about a 500 square foot of space within this townhome. I have coverage on the other floors, which is fine, but in case anything like the flooring, any metals, anything like that that could be in the way of the other access point, this will provide a dedicated, clean connection to our wireless network. To measure the signal strength, we have an app called the Wi-Fi Analyzer. Here on the first floor, we have about -50, maybe -55 dBms. As a matter of fact, the wireless access point is right there. It's a kind of line of sight, so we should get great readings here. But coming down towards the basement, right into area 51. We notice an immediate drop in the signal strength. Now it's kind of in the yellow area. We're getting about -73 dBm, maybe -70 dBm. And of course, as we walk further away, you know, we might get a bigger drop because it's passing through more materials, as well as the distance is increased. But if we walk back towards where the wireless access point is, which is now directly above us, we should see this bump up a little in the home theater area here. So it's kind of on the green side, the end of the green side, a little bit towards the yellow, but as we add the drywalls, that's going to impact it a little bit more. Now, a couple of things to consider. Not all network cards are built the same, so depending on your device, the dBm measurements may be different. Also, in my case, I'm operating at 5 gigahertz. That compared to my 2.4 gigahertz will have a shorter range. Not all devices are compatible with the 5 gigahertz band, and the 2.4 gigahertz band can be cluttered with other devices such as Bluetooth wireless video, microwaves, stuff like that. To solve the problem, I'm running a simultaneous dual band wireless access point. That way you get the best of both worlds. And that brings us to what we have now. Not only do we have insulation around the walls, and that's because of code, we also have insulation installed in the ceiling, and that's to provide additional noise isolation because of the home theater. Now with the subwoofers, that might be a little bit difficult, but for other sounds, especially coming from upstairs, we can isolate that from the home theater. And of course, since we're utilizing this room for the green screen work, any additional tools to help clean up the audio input for the camera is welcome. So the installation will come in pretty handy. Another quick update is that we had our installation inspection that went well. It passed. Next up, drywall. This wraps up the video for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. See you in the next video.